What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the RTG Career Mode. It's episode number 52. It's the second episode of Season 7, where we began the new season by losing to Man City on penalties in the Community Shield. Oh, it was a feisty affair, battling back from 2-0 down, only to lose on the spot kicks. And of course, made the signing of William Saliba, coming in from Aston Villa for a cut price deal of just 62.5 mil. What a bargain that was. Today we are returning. We will have the first two games of our Premier League title defence season over Chelsea and away at Old Trafford. We'll have the draw for the group stage of the Champions League. We'll have deadline day, and with the money still remaining of just shy of £119 million, expect another blockbuster transfer to happen today. Who for? I don't know. We'll find out. We're starting off with a bid for Daniel Moreira, who of course he signed in January, with this one being turned down from Bilbao. He's going nowhere. I don't think we need to sell anyone. Like I do want to make it a big sign, but we don't really need to sell anyone now. If someone was going to go, it would be a squad player. It would be a Nathan Wood or a Dylan Levitt, you know, someone that we wouldn't miss too much if they were to depart. So I think in terms of like major outgoings, that's just not going to happen. We've been waiting for a bid for Evan Ferguson from Real Madrid. That's not come through. Big one there from Liverpool, but again, not selling him to a division rival. He can go outside of England, but he's not staying within the top tier. Barca want Pacho, that's turned down. And another bid for Moreira, but again, that's also getting turned down. That's a little bit more realistic for Amir Davis. Again, I still want to loan him out this season. Have I got him on that defensive wide-back development plan yet? I'm sure I added it to him. Maybe I forgot. I forgot. Never mind. Could you put it on the defensive wide-back development plan? He needs to play, though. Like, so it's all well and good giving him the development plans, but he needs to play. Would he start at Aston Villa? What's their team looking like now? Finished 9th last year. Team stats, Premier League, Aston Villa... right back. Oh, he's got Calabria and Kessler Hayden, who's a good youngster. Maybe. I think he gets some minutes there, to be fair. I think I might sell him there, or loan him there, I should say. I know it doesn't matter whether they play or not, really, in terms of growth. But to me, it's just more realistic, you know, and that's why what I prefer to do. So we'll try and get him out there on a 2-year loan to Villa Park. Right then, we're going to jump into... No, we're going to jump into the first game of today's episode, and the first game of the Premier League season is Chelsea in South Wales as we begin our title defence season here. Last year we were better away from home than we were at home. This year we need to make the Swansea.com stadium a fortress once again, and we can start off that way with a win on the opening day. First game of the campaign, Chelsea at home. Come on, you Swans. Easy. Come on, don't concede right before the break. Marino into the middle. Moreira. Yeah, you're not going to beat Saliba like that, mate. There we go. That's going to do it for the half. Oh, no. Cole Palmer finishes. Stupid goal to concede right before the break, man. We weren't going to get enough time to go on the offensive and get a chance, so I might as well just hoofed it out of play for the half-time whistle. That's a silly goal to concede, man. And this is what's going to stop us taking the next step. Me. Forget the team. The team's great. The team's brilliant. It's individual errors and unforced errors like that that cost me more often than not. Why did I do that? Absolutely no need for that. Play was going to be stopped anyway because there's enough time. But only if we could surrender our possession deep in our own territory. It's what we did, and we conceded for it as well. That's silly, that. Gomez to Moreira, starting left back in this game. Dinks it. Nusa. Evan Ferguson. Fingertip save by Manuel Ashford. It was always rising. I think it was going over anyway, but... Georgian Giant had to be sure. We're still down by 1 and still trail as Ferguson once again has his shot beaten away by the ex-Valencia goalkeeper. Come on, still time. But as Tattoo is dispossessed, this is one of those games where I feel like I need another like well-class attacking piece to bring off the bench, you know. Sinister is decent, now 30, but we know he doesn't get many goals or many assists anyway. Sekou is good to bring on up top when Ferguson's misfiring, but Evans not really had a bad game, still had no service. And as Chelsea go 2 up, courtesy of Ice Cold Palmer. Yeah, we need some more investment, man. We need some more investment. Come on, Saliba, with a mate. And now Ghana. Tattoo. Kanoonan. That's a wonderful ball by AK, that. And Sekou just... It's very rare that Sekou doesn't get away. But that kind of sums the game up and the start of the season up as well. Wonderful ball by Kanoonan, who has had a pretty solid game, all things considered. But unfortunately, Croatia just couldn't get away. Just one of those games. There's Nusa, he's denied by Mamardashvili. And we're not even going to get a consolation goal to show for it. So frustrating, man. I just don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do, man. But just like last season, we'll lose on the opening day. I'm not too concerned. We lost to Spurs on the opening day last year and won the title. But, yes. Superstar away from being the best in England, I feel. But where? And who? I don't know what to do. And Samir Davis goes out on loan to Villa Park for a couple of years. He's grown really nicely to 78 overall, and I think he'll start there under Emery, so we'll keep an eye on him there at Aston Villa. We also see that Newcastle put a bid in for Hugo Bueno. Now, I did say I wouldn't be against selling him after 1 year, to be fair, and that's not a bad offer either from Eddie Howe. I say it's not a bad offer. It's a terrible offer, but it's a realistic destination, I would say, keeping him within England and going to a club on the rise. But I'll think about that. But it's not selling players that I'm worried about right now. It's signing players. Right, following game, Manchester United away at Old Trafford. Tough game to bounce back in here on the back of back-to-back losses to start the season off. Not the way we wanted to begin our title defence year. Looking for our first win in the league here and the first win of the season away at Manchester United. Come on, you Swans. Come on, Swansea. If we can't win at home, then we've got to win away. You know, like just like last season, man. We were so poor in South Wales for away. Yeah, we were lights out. But I think we won the first 10 away days we had in the season. So hoping for a similar record this season. If once again the curse of the Swansea.com stadium remains. Ferguson finds Tattoo. Keep running, Evan. Keep running. Perfect start. Evan Ferguson, despite all the rumours, all the transfer offers, staying at Swansea for now and firing us in front. Pacho wins it back. Tattoo. Ferguson repays the favour. Kanoonan, great turn. Oh, Nana. With a good stop to his left-hand side. I gave the armband to Dedic for this game as well. You might have noticed the first two games, Community Shield and that home defeat to Chelsea, I let Kanoonan wear it, but instead I'm going to give it Dedic. Maybe the pressure too much for the young man to wear the armband this season permanently. As we still lead by 1, forget the armband. Just focus on getting the goals, man. We're going to need another one. There's no way we'll keep a clean sheet here. We're definitely going to concede, so we need another one. Come on. Don't concede. Oh my god, I'm in complete control of this game, man. You know, one of those games you're in complete control. And you can see with the only shot on your goal. How typical is that? Erasmus just about gets away from Saliba. And despite being off balance, he stroked it into the bottom corner. Should Clark do better? I don't know. And it is right in the corner. There's not much power on it. Even so, one of those games, man. They're the most infuriating games. As Tattoo says, Gaffer, don't you worry about it. Come on. Onana gets a touch but can't keep it out. If he can't defend, just got to score more. William Jordan will have that, thank you. And now Scott to Dedic. As we still lead by 1. But that next goal is coming. Great block, mate. Pacho. And Dedic gets away from the free man. Press and Tattoo, come with me. There's a dummy running now. Perfect. Oh, off the bar from the rifle. Still leading by 1, but if we don't win this game, I'll be furious because we've been in complete control. 15 to go, almost there. Pacho's done well to read that, and now. Well done, Tattoo. He's had a blinder out there today. Dedic. Ferguson. Brilliant hold up. Oh, what a goal. What a wonderful, wonderful move from Swansea. And with 9 on the clock, Our first victory is secured. That's a brilliant, beautiful move from left to right, back to left, and stroked into the far corner. Swans a winner. Well, got there in the end. Would have been fuming had I not won that game now. What chances we had, and in complete control as well. But got there in the end. If you can't defend, just score more. Football 101. How much could we get for Bueno from Newcastle? Maybe 45 to 47 mil a stretch. And I did say at left back, you know, we could possibly look to, again, to sell Bueno, have Boz coming off the bench, and then we could have Destiny Udogie coming in, who I did say was probably my number one target now at left back. Or just play Moreira there, you know, because Moreira's dual-sided. Dedic, they're both dual-sided, really. But I would say, I mean, Milos Kerkez, I did, the thing with Kerkez is I had him in my Luton Town career mode, so I'm not sure if I want to have him again. But Destiny Udogie, he's been at Atletico for a year. I have had him before. But Parisi, to be fair, that's not a bad option. Oh, he's too important. That's so frustrating, man. I don't know. I'm going to see what I can get from Newcastle. He's valued at £30.5 million. I'm not going to sell him for anything lower than 42.5 mil minimum. But again, Newcastle with the money they've got, I think we should be able to get around 45 to 50. Oh, well, there you go. Straight off the bat, £50 million. That's more than I was expecting. But I'll definitely take that. That gives us more than enough money for a replacement. And as we have two big bids here, once again another bid for Ferguson, this time from Arsenal. And Dedic, wanted by Manchester United, saw his leadership qualities on full display in that win at Old Trafford. Of course, he's going on. In fact, I might just block offers for Dedic, man. We love this guy. Dual-sided fullback I've given the armband to now. I'm not letting him go anywhere. Ferguson again, if we get a Real Madrid or Bayern bid, I'll definitely accept it. But there we go. It's a one and done for Hugo Bueno. Wasn't planning to sell him, but Jordan's just as good and signed a new deal. So in a way, it kind of makes sense for him to want to go somewhere where he'll be first choice and get a pay packet increase as well. Hugo off to St James's for £50 million, a tiny profit made in just 1 year. That's a really smart bit of business there. As our budget now rises to a monster £167 million. The question is, who do we replace him with? I think personally, Parisi should be my number one target. The reason is very simple. He's at Real Sociedad right now. Yes, they snuck into fourth last season, so they are a Champions League team, but I don't think I've ever used him before, so it'd be nice to use someone I never had before. And it'd be a step up as well. But of course, right now, out of price range, I think to me it's either going to be he or Destiny Udogie. The only problem with Udogie is that I have used him once before, but it's not. The thing is, it's not a rule that I can't use players that I've used before. It's just that in this year's FC24, like I said before, I am trying to make a conscious effort to sign players I haven't used before or barely used before. But if I can't get Parisi, I'm going to get Udogie. Because the other targets here, you know, Fran Garcia's now in his 30s and he's, well, actually, he might be on his way to Marseille there. But again, 30 years old. Do I want to sign a 30-year-old? I'm not too sure. And Kerkez, we had him in the Luton Town career mode. And as for Martson, he's just joined Sevilla as well. So, yeah, and Kadioglu's at Man City as well. So, if he's not... Well, to be fair, he is a backup for Nuno Mendes. But would they want to do business with us now that we've got a rivalry with them? I'm not too sure. That'll be like Man City and Liverpool players moving right now. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Deadline day around the corner. We'll advance till then. And so here we go. Deadline day is here. Have we had a draw yet for the Champions League group stage? I don't think we have. No, not yet. But deadline day is here. And again, we'll try and work out magic with the 10 hours remaining. Just have had a bid for Healy and also one for Pacho as well. Frankfurt want to buy him back. We're going to turn that one down. And to be fair with Healy, like I said, I think I might just give him a new contract, to be fair, and keep him as a squad player for this season. But again, I'll cross my fingers for Parisi. I'll cross my fingers that Sociedad will sign a left back, but I'm unsure that deal is going to happen. So if that is the case, I think I probably will end up going in for Destiny Udogie from Atletico Madrid. I'll keep you posted on what goes on here though. Well, it's a bid for Tattoo. Wow. Where have PSV got that money from? What? And Freiburg want to bring in Pacho. Where have PSV just got all that money from? Oh, have they just sold Bakayoko? Obviously the deal's no. I mean, listen, I respect it, but I don't think he'd go there anyway to the RTGs from the Premier League champions. Have they just sold Bakayoko? Because last time I checked, he was off limits. I wanted to bring him in myself. How do I spell it? Is it Baka? Yes, it is. Have they just sold Bakayoko then? No, he's still there. Where have they got all that money? What? That's funny because I was thinking about getting Bakayoko myself, but I thought they were going to try and replace Tattoo with the money, but clearly he's not even gone. Imagine that, Bakayoko on one wing and Tattoo on the other. They would literally tear up the RTGs, honestly. What am I doing here? Is Parisi still unavailable? I don't think we'll be able to get him. I don't think we'll be able to get him. I mean, the only other option is we just bring in Tolkien from Udinese, who we can get for around valuation, have him as a backup. Yes, he's 2 ratings lower than Bueno, but not much of a step down. And then to be fair, what we could actually do is we could maybe move Dedic to left back. I have said he's dual-sided. We can move him to left back and then have Moreira starting at right back. Or even just play Moreira at left back. Can I get Moreira's weak foot up? Actually, I'm just thinking maybe we could try and train him to left back and yeah, maybe. Where's the inverted white? How long would that take? Yeah, possibly. That's not a bad option. That Moreira left back with a 4-star weak foot. I think he could do that role just fine. And there's another bid comes in for Healy, this time from Fiorentina. That'll obviously also be turned down as well. Seems as though Evan Ferguson is going to stay for another year against his will. I see there's a rumour there for Sinisterra going to Chelsea. And he has got a bid from them as well. £31.6 million. Now, I did say with Luiz, he's got 1 year left of his deal. And I wouldn't be against selling him, to be fair. I'm not against that, because he's got options that are just as good, including out on loan right now. I'm going to see what we can get from Poch. He's a backup winger now in this team since we brought in Noosa, who's been sublime. And with only 2 years left on his deal, in his 30s now, he had a big injury last season. I wasn't going to be against cashing in, and for 40 mil, he's off on deadline day. Big sale here to Stamford Bridge. So still waiting for that Sinisterra deal to go through. And there it is, right on cue, £40 million sale to Chelsea, and Luiz is off to Stamford Bridge for his final few years at top level football. Gave us great service, but again, I always felt he could have given us more. But now he's going to give Chelsea good service at Stamford Bridge in West London for 40 mil. I'll definitely take it for a now 30-year-old who also had his injury problems last season. So I think now that raises our budget to around 200 mil, but I don't know what to do with it. Is Parisi still off limits? We've only got 2 hours to go, so I think we'll have to forego him. Yep, he's not going to come in. I've seen there that someone's put a bid in for Tolkien. It's Brentford who had that accepted. I might just let him go to the Bees, to be honest here. I don't know what to do. Loads and loads of money, and all I'm thinking about is a backup left back. Come on, Doxy big boy, be more ambitious, son. I don't know what to do here, honestly. Well, I guess one thing we could do is activate the buyback clause on Charlie Connick. He put in a transfer request last season because he said he wasn't getting enough game time due to Sinisterra playing on that left-hand side. But I said to Charlie, you're welcome back when Luiz eventually leaves, and now he has left. I'm going to say to Dortmund, let me take him back to South Wales and we'll give you a bit more money than you gave us as a thank you for taking him for the last 6 months. I'm bringing Charlie Connick back. I think, to me, what we should do here, just to be fair, is say we'll give you more money than you gave us. So we'll sort of like, let's say there's a buyback clause of 150 million here, right? So we sell him to Dortmund for, what was it, 125 mil, I think it was last season, and now we'll buy him back for slightly more than what they paid us. This is actually quite common between major European clubs and players, and young players, I should say, that they sell to other, I guess maybe not like small clubs. Dortmund aren't a small club, but a club where, you know, they're likely to play a lot more, but they might want to take them back at some point. Buyback clauses, they don't exist in career mode, unfortunately, but they do in real life. They're used quite frequently. And we're going to say the buyback clause on Connick was 150 mil, and that's what we'll have to pay to bring him back. It's a missed opportunity, EA not having this. Football Manager have got it. I feel EA need to add buyback clauses to their game as well. So a good example of this in real football is Fran Garcia. He left Real Madrid to join Rayo Vallecano on a nominal transfer fee, and after 2 great years there, he was then bought back by Real Madrid after they activated a buyback clause of just 5 million euros once he developed. With Charlie Connick, it's slightly more money at 150 million. We've activated a buyback clause. We said we'll bring you back once Sinisterra's gone. Now he has. Charlie returns to South Wales. He'll take Lewis's number, and the next Gareth Bale needs to be back in South Wales, and now he is. Welcome back to the Swansea.com stadium for a club record fee buyback clause of £150 million. Charlie Connick, absolutely buzzing to have him back, taking that number 11, still getting better, and again, to me, I mean, I was always going to bring him back at some point. I just didn't expect I'd be doing it this early. The plan was to do it next season, once Sinisterra only had 12 months left on his deal, but instead, on the back of him going, it makes sense to do it now. So for Charlie, I guess the question is really, where do we play him, and how do we squeeze him in? I mean, I guess we could have him in the Kanunan role as the CAM. If we do want to drop AK to the bench and have the rifle come off the bench, we could take Nusa to the bench and have him on the left-hand side. It's a tough one. He needs the minutes, but where does he play? So our budget now down to £50 million. Still a bit of money to work with before the window slams shut. Big bid coming in for our new number 1, Scott Clark from Monaco. Of course, turning this one down as he's taken Carl's place between the sticks. There's 2 hours to go. Just looking at the team now, I don't really think we need to spend that money, to be honest here. I'm liking the team as it is right now. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. Again, I'm still thinking, could we sign someone to replace Boz at left back and have him come off the bench? Well, now he's only 50 million. Probably not. I do feel with Moreira, what I'm going to do is get that weak foot up to 4-star and then play him at left back ahead of Jordan Boz, I think. But then the Aussie's not really done anything wrong, so there's no point in even dropping him, really. I don't really know what to do here. I might just leave the money in the budget and let it carry over until January. We still don't get Parisi. No, that deal's not going to come through then. I don't think we'll have enough money to bring in Destiny Udogie anyway. To be honest, I don't really want him because I had him before. I might just bring in Ethan and Paddy for the squad, you know. I know I have used Paddy before, but if we're looking at, Welsh players here, Ethan will be one of the best in the save right now. And it'll be nice to have him as a squad player, to be fair. I might just do that. Yeah, to be fair, we've only got 4 Welsh players here, and it'll be nice to have another one, to be honest, being a Welsh side ourselves. And we should be able to get it for close to market valuation, I would say, as well. They want Flamingo, that's obviously not going to happen. But so basically, I've got a plan in my mind here for what I want to do, which is bringing in Padu as our backup DM. 21 mil is a good fee, and then convert Yusuf to back up right back once I've converted Moreira from right back to left back. Bear with me here. So there we go. Ethan and Paddy was in 4-year deal on 65 grand a week, I think it is. And now, right, so it's going to take a while to explain, but let me tell you my thought process here as Paddy arrives on deadline day. So when Paddy's in as a backup DM, it's still getting a bit better. I think he's a fabulous player. He's been great for Leeds this year under Daniel Farker. Can play CB as well as CDM as we know. Can do both of those roles just fine, which to me is ideal, because obviously we know that Rodden's going to go at the end of the season, and obviously Nathan Wood just isn't going to get any better anyway. But for now, we'll leave him at CDM, just get the defensive work rate up from medium to high. What we're going to do is we're going to shift Moreira to left back once he's got that weak foot up to 4-star. That means we'll only have Dedic as an official right back here. And then, because we've also got Garner, Hjelmand, Gomez as well, we'll then shift Yusuf to right back. Because even though DM is his original position, I've played him at fullback many times. With the stats he's got, it won't be a downgrade, him playing there. He'll stay at 82 overall. In fact, look at those stats here. He might even grow a rating. I don't think he will, but he might do. So that's the plan. Once Paddy's got the defensive work rate on high, once Moreira's got a 4-star weak foot, we'll convert Yusuf to fullback. In fact, I might as well just start the process now, to be honest. And we'll have him as the backup right back for Dedic. And I wonder if we could just about get Brennan Johnson as well. I think he's slightly out of our price range, but I'm just thinking it would be nice to have some Welsh internationals in the side as well. Because again, we only had 4 prior to that signing with Padu. I think he's slightly out of slightly out of our price range for now. But maybe after a sale, we'll come back in January for him. So our budget here down to just under 30 mil. We'll leave it there for deadline day. An absolutely bizarre, chaotic deadline day, but I'm happy with how the team is looking as we'll release the remaining money for January in case any... Well, look at that, Arsenal putting a bid for the club captain with an hour to go. There's not enough time anyway, and I want to keep him for at least the final year regardless. So deadline day comes to an end, a chaotic deadline day in the end. 2 new signings come in as Charlie Connick comes back for the buyback clause of 150 mil as Dortmund had a bit of a fire sale. Adeyemi going to Leverkusen for 90.6 mil, and João Felix is off from Atletico once again, this time to Atalanta for 76.9 mil. A really, really busy summer window with loads going on. But I have to say, even though we've got less depth than last season, personally, I think our team's taken that next step up. We got ourselves that star new CB in William Saliba on a cut price deal. We got ourselves a star new winger or playmaker, just depending on where we want to play him. I'm not too sure. I'll still think about it. Any advice, let me know in the comments. But also as well, we brought in a squad DM too in Ethan and Padu, which is just nice to have for that Welsh feel. That, to be fair, could also do a pretty decent job at CB as well. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with how our team's looking. I think we've got just about enough depth. We can recall players we want to as well. I'm liking the team. And literally after deadline day comes to an end, the second after midnight is struck on the clock. Barca putting in a bid for Evan Ferguson. I don't mind it, but unfortunately, lads, you left it too late. And now I don't want to sell him because it's out of the summer window and therefore I can't sign a replacement. So we might as well advance to the Fulham game now. I don't think the draw's been made yet. Or has it been made? I just haven't seen it. Has it? Maybe it's been made, I just haven't seen it yet. Champions League, have we got the draw? No, not yet, so it'll come after this week then. So we'll play the Fulham game for sure. Might squeeze in one more after that. And we'll definitely do the draw for the Champions League group stage before we end today's episode. Right, following game. Match day 3 of the Premier League. Lost the opening day at home to Chelsea. So aim to get our first win in South Wales this season against Marco Silva's Fulham. Should be a banker and needs to be if we win the Championship again this year. Come on, you Swans. So the big decision is whether we start Connick for this game. The answer was yes. And in the end, it's going to be CAM, where Kanuna was. No easy decision, but if you want to win the major honours, you need to make tough decisions, including with this man, Evan Ferguson. Turned down all the bids, kept him here against his will, and a great start for our number 10 with yet another goal. I guess the only other thing we could do is something I ended up doing in I think my final year or my final 2 years in my Docks to Glory save last year. So for those who didn't do that, it was my first ever career at club. And because we had so many offensive pieces, like what we do right now with Swansea, is we played, I think it was a 4-1-4-1, and we had like one DM just sitting back. But the 4 wasn't a midfield 4, it was an attacking midfield 4. So we had just one DM sitting back protecting the back 4. And that meant that we had 4 attacking mids, well, 2 attacking mids and 2 wingers, and just a 1 spearhead striker in Patrick Alley. He was like the tank, and then the 4 behind were like the snipers, and it actually worked really well. But I don't know whether it would work as good in this save, considering the degree of difficulty I've got at playing against the AI this year. It's something to consider. So just to say that again, to explain it, you got the goalkeeper in the back 4, and then you got 1 DM. In this case, it will be Hjulmand, and then you've got 2 wingers, LW and RW, and 2 attacking mids supporting 1 striker who's like the tank spearheading the attack. It's as top heavy as it gets, but it's the only way I can think of getting Connick, Kanuna, Nusa, and Tattoo in the team, and also having Ferguson up top as well. It's the only thing I can think of. Hjulmand wins it back, and now Connick finds Ferguson with a lovely ball, and it's a second for Evan Ferguson and a second debut assist for Charlie Connick. Swans double up and a brace for Evan after a red hot start. Almost there as the win is all but wrapped up. Just want to try and get a clean sheet now for Clark, and his first in Swansea colours as well, as Hjulmand finds Bangura off the bench, and this should be free. He's got Koita in the middle, who's also off the bench, and Sekou is going to wrap it up. The subs combine for the third, and that will do it. Great game to end on today. Our first home win and a comfortable 3-0 win against Marco Silva's side as well. Yeah, these are the games where if you want to be champions, you need to win them. You know that saying, you got to win your home games. We already started off with 1 loss. We were not prepared to lose once again. And it might become 4 as well right at the end. Tattoo. Bangura. Oh. 4-0. Glorious conclusion today. Look at this. Oh, yes. From Boubacar Bangura, the young Ivorian, putting a bit of style on the finish there. What a way to come off the bench and get an assist and a goal within just a couple of seconds as well. Lovely stuff. Brilliant win to close out today's episode then. So what we'll do is we'll do the draw for the Champions League group stage, which should theoretically come next. And we shall end on that, on the back of a dominant victory there against Marco Silva's Fulham. So bear with me, we'll go back to the main menu, we'll do this together, and we shall close it out there. I believe, again, it will come on this Thursday or Friday, as we have two bids there for Nusa Romero. Oh, how was the injury for... okay, just a bruise for Pacho. And we shall see who we've got in the Champions League. There we go, match rescheduled email. So we see it now. The group stage of the Champions League puts Swansea City against... Wait for it. There we are, RB Leipzig, Sporting Lisbon and Galatasaray. And just like last season, when I was confident and I said we should top that group, I'm going to say it once again. Because of where we got to in the save right now, this is not Season 3, Season 4 Swansea. This is a 5-star Premier League champion Swansea. I think we're favourites for that group. So that'll do it for today's episode of the RTG Career, guys. Really hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have enjoyed this episode, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for the next episode of the RTG Career Mode with more big games in the league. Our Champions League group opener at home to Sporting and the EFL Cup third round at home to Preston as well. Have a great day. Much love. And I'll see you for the next episode very soon.